smartest of all the smart islands. I'm John. I'm here with a panel of my so-called peers, arguably at best. On my right-hand side, we got my man, Double A. How you doing, Double A? Double A. And we got my man on my left side, Jace. How you doing, my main man?
Everything's good.
Everything. This thing is so cool. I should have wore a sweater, man. I should have wore a
It's like
sweater.
Adidas versus Nike up here.
Right. That is.
Thank
Right,
You
that
winning
is.
right now.
Wow, I'm with you.
Adidas is killing.
Oh yeah, Adidas is going hard.
Right.
Shout out to Adidas.
Did you
But
say?
that's not what we're.
Let's get a sponsorship or something.
That's not what we're talking about today, though, fellas. We're here to discuss. There's an album release. That's why I have you gentlemen up here. He's an old school artist. Not old school, but
Not
you know,
old school.
he's a school. We'll call him school. He's been in school. Yeah, he's like an uncle artist. You know,
Junior high school.
He's a God MC.
God,
True,
definitely God
true.
MC.
He's a God MC. His name is Nasir Jones, also known as Nas. He dropped an album called Nasir. How'd you guys feel about it? Let's go. Let's jump in it.
First
Get in
take,
it.
I wasn't feeling it.
Okay.
I mean, compared to what I was listening to at that time, you know, I was listening to the Gay had came out, the Pusha had came out. I was still listening to Styles P heavy, and also listening to J Cole heavy.
Okay.
So when I'm thinking like, yo, Nas, and it's like, yo, Nas came out, boom, boom. All right, I'm gonna take it for a spin. Hop in the car, me and my boy and we ride. I put that Nas on, and like, by the time the third song came on, I was like, nah, put that Push It back on.
Okay.
But then, you know, with Nas, you got to take it to the lab for real and really listen to what he's talking about. And it's okay. It's not I Am or It Was Written or Illmatic. It's not on that level.
Is it just below it or near it or what? How would you feel? Give me a rating. Like we're not gonna do Mike's. What you want to put up today?
Stars. We could say stars. I would give it
okay,
three.
yeah,
and a half,
stars.
3.5 or whatever the fuck. But I give it a 3.5 out of 5 because
Okay.
it was kind of short. He had some standout tracks. But when I listen to Nas, I listen for that early Nas shit. You know
Some
what I mean?
substance.
He had substance. It just was the flow. The flow wasn't what I'm used to. And I listened to a lot of early Nas. You know what I mean? So
So
it wasn't there.
So you're giving me a 3.5. So we're gonna turn it over to Double A. Double A, it was a 3.5 on this man's scale. What do you feel?
Oh, it's definitely up there. I mean, out of all the releases Kanye has released, this has to be probably the second best. That Kanye and that Kid Cudi stuff is weak.
Okay.
But as for the Kanye releases, this Nas is fire in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I can't give it 5 because they only gave me 7 tracks. So out of the 7 tracks though, I'm probably banging 4. You know what I mean? So I'm gotta give it 4. But you know, it's Nas, and I like the fact that you know he's still dropping knowledge, and you know, with the Kanye production, I think it's a little bit better for him. I think some of the tracks were maybe a little bit overproduced, like maybe they tried a little too hard. You know, you need to just let him rock on some of them tracks. But other than that, I mean, like I say, that first track grabs your attention, and you know, lightweight from there, I'm good. The second track, I like it. I like what he's talking about, but I just hate the sample continuously.
You don't like the sample?
goes through. I like the sample. I just hate it continuously goes through the song. He never drops it out. It's just all he's rapping over the sample.
But if you really listen to it though, once it gets to the hook, it's layered.
Right, but he's still rapping over the sample though.
Yeah. The sample was continuous, but when you get to the hook, it's layered, and then they put a synth in there to make it sound full, and then everything else drops out once the verse comes back.
Mhm.
And I think that was a dope part of it. Like, I really didn't care for the first track because Nas to me sounded like he was
Sleep.
talking. Like he wasn't really flowing. Like he was trying to drop knowledge like the Fox News was started by blacks and that's a fact and all that shit was dope, but it was more, it sounded Remy Ma-ish to me.
No, not to me.
It sounded
That
like,
first- that sample-
personally, it sounded
No, I
Remy
feel you, I
Ma-ish
feel
to
you,
me.
I feel
Like,
you.
it was like
Not to me though. 'Cause
it wasn't like the Nas flow that I'm used to. It wasn't that. The voice was there, but the flow was like, yo, where the flow at? It was just like,
No, I like the knowledge. I mean, the flow, in my opinion, the flow. I feel where you're coming from. But that, like you say, when he started dropping some of the knowledge, the flow kind of, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, it drifted off.
it gets unorthodox. But to me, the reason it gets unorthodox is because he wants you to hear what he's saying. You know what I mean? I need you to, and in my opinion, that's what it was about. Like, you got to hear what he's saying because a lot of these people ain't listen. Like, in my opinion, the first song is a lot of knowledge in it. You know what I'm saying? If you
word
listen
up.
to it. And like I stated, the reason he did what he did, like I said, because I know what you're talking about, because at first I felt the same way.
Wow, that is professional as
At first
fuck.
I felt the same way. Like, man, what? But it's like he wants to get his point across. So, but I get what you're saying though on the whole. You know,
it
the way
sound.
comes
I
across.
wouldn't say it sounds forced, but it doesn't sound like
It sound wrong.
he zoned out. Like you know how when you zone out, it just. It sounded like he was reading off of a
It
script.
sounded like he started zoned out though. It sounds like he started.
We're gonna leave
zoned
that
out,
in there,
in
folks.
my opinion.
That's hey, you gonna check his phone on camera.
Yeah, check
I'm
his
gonna turn
phone,
it
man.
off.
That shit, if the motherfucker ringing, hey, check that motherfucker. There might be some money on the line. Nigga, what you talking about? All right, let's go.
Yeah, edit that out.
We will not. We will not. We will leave that in.
It definitely won't
So-
get edited.
Is it safe to say that the Nas album, on a scale of 1 to 5, is a 3.7 based on you guys? Because you said 4, you said 3.5. So
Yeah, I can't
No,
give it
I
a
would say as the album goes along, when you get to Bonjour, it was dope.
Yeah, Bonjour is dope.
Bonjour is dope as fuck. And then I don't know if it's the same song, but he has a song with The Dream that's fire too.
Yeah, that one.
So to the begin, like the first song with Puff, is probably my least favorite. I definitely like Cops Killed the Kid. That sample was.
Yeah, that sample was fire.
That
I just
sample
don't like
was
him rapping
fire.
over. I just would rather him, if they would have dropped that sample out while he was rapping, I think we would have been there because the whole time he's rapping, all I
You
hear
still
is
hear Cop Shot the Kid,
Cop
yeah.
shot the kid. And it's not like he's even rapping like so and so, cop shot the kid, so and so, cop shot the kid. He's rapping literally, flowing over cop shot the kid, cop. So I'm like, but Ye has been doing that these past fucking albums, okay? I think he did that on his album or the Cudi album where he had a sample where he just rapped over the sample while he was rapping and shit. So
I mean,
You know,
you guys won't
it is
answer
what
my
it is.
question. I'll just reiterate.
I told you it was a 4 for me. He said it was 3.5.
So it's like
3.5.
So that's like 3.7.
It's close to a 4, yo. Like for real.
So
for
that's
real.
3.7.
Yeah,
3.8.
3.7.5.
3.7.
3 and a couple eights.
3
3 and a couple eights.
So good.
3.75.
So we give 3.75. So that's
Yeah.
not a bad album. So
It's
now-
not a bad album.
So we give a tip of the cat to Nas for
And it's real hip hop.
for
Word
dropping
up.
some real hip
And
hop.
yeah, word up.
For real, dropping some bars for us, and we definitely appreciate that. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of the Smart Alex. I want you guys to follow us at go ahead. What's our
SOE Cash Cow. At SOE Cash Cow or at the Smart Alex Podcast.
You can add Dude with the Beard on Instagram.
Make sure you subscribe. We need you to subscribe, man. Subscribe, follow, comment. If you guys, want us to talk about something, if you guys have questions, concerns, let us know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And once again, you can always follow me at HandsomeJohn35 on Instagram. Thank you for stealing the ending to the Smart Alex, wrapping that up, Double A. We always appreciate you jumping in.
Alcoholics
with,
Anonymous.
with no help. So with that being said,
Black.
I want to thank you guys. I'm John. This is Jace. This is Double A, Angry Al. Once again, thank you
Should
for
smack him in his fucking face for calling me that shit. Because I don't like that shit.
Say, man, look, there it is. That's why.